Just go on down or
Up.
Up is on.
up?
You're I guess the one here.
That's finished.
Call the Mars City Council regular meeting to order Tuesday, June 16th, 12 noon. Would you please join me in pledge allegiance to the flag, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Motion.
We have roll call, Bev?
Nelson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rexenko?
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion been made and second to approve the agenda today. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'd like to welcome you people over television that are watching. The Lamar's Daily Sentinel, Austin from the Lamar's Daily Sentinel, and we've got a guest in the chamber today by the name of Jerry Self. Jerry is a regional director for Senator Joni Ernst. So, Jerry, thanks for coming and being with us. We appreciate it. Okay, general discussion. Under our general discussion program, if anybody has anything, we ask them to stand at the podium, state their name and their address, and if they've got any concerns or any comments or good things to say about the city, why, we ask it at this time. I will address it once again. Is there anybody that has any comments or concerns? If not, we'll move on. John, thumbs up award.
Nothing, Your Honor. Nothing.
Thumbs up today to all of the employers who work with our fire and ambulance volunteer services. If those employers were not willing to let employees leave during the day on short notice, then we wouldn't have the excellent forces that we have for safety.
Excellent program, you betcha. We're real proud of those people. Rex?
Well, Kenny and I were just talking before the meeting that the town of Lamar's today looks as pretty as it probably ever has. Mm-hmm. And that's not only just city people doing the work, it's also citizens taking care of their properties, trimming the trees, cutting the grass, doing all those kind of things. So, you know, it's obviously a pleasure to live here. And my hat's off to all the people that take care of the place and make it look the way it is, because it's a postcard today.
Thank you, Rex.
I'd piggyback on Rex. It's just absolutely wonderful. We saw some pictures of a drone flying around, and somebody said, did they color the grass? And I had, no, it's just natural. So it's...
Along that line, I had an opportunity last Thursday night to welcome the KICD tractor ride to town. And these people came in on Thursday night and left Saturday night, and some of them Sunday, but they spent right at 2 days here in Lamar's. They had 165 tractors, believe it or not, in that program. And you cannot believe the comments that people shared with me about Lamar's, right along what you're saying, things like that. This one lady came up and says, I've been riding in this tractor ride for 16 years. She says, I've never missed one. And she says, I absolutely can't believe the friendliness and the way that we are accepted here in Lamar's. So I thought that was a pretty good comment for our town and what we're all doing. Let's just keep her going like that, okay? Okay, consent items. All items listed under the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussions on these items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. Today we've got 7 of them. Approval of the June 2nd, 2015 regular meeting minutes. Number 2 is a list of the bills for the period ending 6/12 of 15. Monthly financial statement for May 2015. A renewal of the liquor wine license, which is Mr. P's, Archie's, and the Family Table. A transfer liquor license to the KC's, appointments, and resolution granting cigarette permits. I want to share before we approve these that on the appointments, if you'll look on your pages there, I believe it's it's C6. I want to share, first of all, that I've met with all of these people personally, and they've all agreed to everything. But on the Library Board of Trustees, it says appoint Mark Stelzel.
Stelzer.
Thank you. Mark Stelzer and Alan Gates for a period of 6-year terms. That should be 4-year terms. So if you'd correct that in your minutes, I would appreciate it. Does anybody else have anything in regard to the consent items?
I just have one question on,
Okay.
and that is, I am definitely not opposed to the transfer of the liquor license, but I'm just curious, just to not have a repeat for the noise issues, that anybody even talk to them about like what time it's gonna be quiet or start?
This is to move the Casey's license to St. James Basement for Father Isley's retirement party.
Oh, I thought this was for the fairgrounds, sorry, wrong one. My apology. Okay, good enough.
Then it should-
Probably
Yeah.
will be quiet enough then.
Yeah,
Several layers.
I'm guessing, no, okay, that's totally fine, guys, good enough.
Now we'll hit the organ.
Motion to approve
it's
consent items.
it's going to
1
be
through 7.
inside, Dave, is that right?
Second.
Are they bringing Lawrence Welk in or anybody?
No, not that I know of.
Motion been made and second. To approve the consent items, could we have a roll call on that, Bev?
Knapp,
Yes.
Rex Winkel.
Yes.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to the, action items, assistance request by Bodine's Cone Company. Bodine's Cone Company, LLC, is proposing an expansion of its business operations and creation of additional jobs for Lamar's, Iowa. Bodine's Cone Company is pursuing financial assistance for a portion of the cost of this project, and as such is requesting approval from the City of Lamar's to submit applications to the Iowa Economic Development Authority for funding through the High Quality Jobs Program. The LBIC is recommending the city fulfill the local match with local tax abatement as allowed by Iowa Code Chapter 427B. The financial impact is that this represents a pass-through grant only, and the tax abatement amounts to $246,280 over a 5-year period. Any questions on that from the council members?
Your Honor, one question. Obviously, this is a very positive for Lamar's again and for Bodine's.
No question.
It does say on the resolution to create new full-time positions. Neil, have you gotten any information on what they're projecting again for new jobs, which is wonderful?
Well, they have a small number that qualify for the High Quality Jobs Program. Those are jobs that have to start at, I think it's like $16.57 an hour, as well as include 80 to 90% of full benefits. And then within 3 years, those jobs have to be up to $19.71 an hour, I believe. So it's a smaller number of jobs that qualify for this particular program.
So over the course of the last 10 years, Bodine's has built about $20 million of buildings in town? Something like that?
I didn't add it up before I came, but this is another $4 million approximately that goes on top of probably
And they had
the,
zero in buildings before that period of time?
that's correct.
Right.
Okay, just to clarify for
They had 0 employees and are now 350 plus.
Yes.
And they just finished their new unloading rail system that they built. I don't remember what that ran, Neil, but it was a sizable amount to unload flour coming in.
Yes,
And
that's
after
correct.
5 years, we get the taxes, right?
All of it. And you're getting about 55% of them under this program. The abatement over a total 5-year period abates about 45% of the total tax.
Just keep bringing them. Next week,
Yeah.
we're bring another one.
Yeah.
Just don't hold me to it.
Make a motion adopting resolution 15, 15, excuse me, approving the High Quality Jobs Program application of the Iowa Department of Economic Authority for the expansion of the Bodine's Cone Company LLC.
Second.
Motion been made and second, adopting the resolution number 15-15, approving a high-quality jobs program application for the Iowa Economic Development authority for the expansion of the project of Bodine's Cone Company, LLC. Can we have a roll call on that, Bev?
Nelson.
Yes.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Gerke.
Yes.
Knapp.
Yes.
Rexinger.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Will I be able to get signed copies of the resolution as well as the sponsor page sometime today?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'll be around.
Won't let you leave.
Give him a pen.
Yeah. Okay, the next one on the action item is the agreements between the Lamar's Area YMCA. Attached are the proposed one-year agreements with the Lamar's Area Family YMCA for the use of the Community Wellness Center, CWC, and outdoor pool effective July 1st of 2015 to June 30th, 2016. The Administration and Park Committee recommended the approval, and Bill, I'm going to let you share the financial impact will be available at the meeting, but you want to give them the story on
Sure.
all the things we've met on this and where we're at?
Sure. Again, the Community Services Committee's been meeting with the Y Board officials and looking at both the outdoor pool contract and the recreation contract. The decision that's brought forward is for the outdoor pool to operate one more year, as it has in the past, where the city pays all the expenses, the city gets all the revenue. The YMCA will get $3,000 management fee, and it's just going to be a one-year contract is what we're looking at. And that's consistent with what we've had in the last probably eight years probably. The rec program, we decided to do something a little different. What's being proposed is the Y taking over all revenue and all expense. In the past, both those items have came to the city. And what we'll do as part of that, the recommendation is that we will pay the Y $64,000 to take over the operation, which normally would be our subsidy, but we would still be paying all the bills. This way, the Y pays all the bills, gets all the revenue, and we have a cap on what our subsidy will be. If for some reason the rec program isn't successful, the Y will have to step forward and fill in any gap, go out and do fundraising, find additional sources of revenue. So what this does is this limits our liability for the next year. It gives the Y some additional incentive to perform, to make sure the programs are what's needed to be successful. We think this is a good opportunity. I think both sides feel very positive about this contract and might be a good example for future contracts at all Y-run facilities. So council did, during the budget session, they only budgeted $46,000 for the operation of the rec program. This is $64,000, which is consistent with past years. So we will have to find that additional funding, which will probably be from general fund balance is where we take it from. So I think what we have is a good proposal that both sides support. Both sides will have skin in the game. We think it'll be a very successful contract.
Just a couple things to add on that. The $64,000 was not just a random number. That was arrived at over an average of, I want to say, about 6 or 7 years of
Right.
subsidy for the rec center itself. And the $3,000 for the outdoor pool, there was previously a management fee in the agreement which was divided between the outdoor pool, indoor pool, and rec center, and the $3,000 is the amount that was allocated to the outdoor pool by the Y. So there is no increase there.
And also, I should mention that we will see some labor savings. As part of this contract, the Y will be taking over the normal maintenance of the facility. That historically, we've had 1 or 2 people that have had to do that, not on a full-time basis, but they are full-time employees that has taken them away from other projects that they could be working on. So we probably won't see an actual savings because they'll still be full-time employees. We will just be able to utilize them in our other facilities and other capacities. So that is another element of this contract.
Questions for anybody?
Sounds like a good deal.
Our several board of members are here. We've had the opportunity to see each other before because we've had a lot of meetings on this, but they are here today, and feel free to ask them any questions that they might. Being none?
No, I think it's
entertain a
great
motion.
work by everybody. Thank you.
Motion approving one-year agreements with the Lamar's Area Family YMCA for the use of the Community Wellness Center and outdoor pool.
Your second?
Second.
Motion made and second, approving one-year agreements with the Lamar's Area Family YMCA for the use of the Community Wellness Center, CWC, and outdoor pool. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Now that we approved it, I should ask, did we get any information back from insurance?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I contacted Rob. And I emailed him the potential contract, and he said both sides are good.
Okay, so no changes necessary there.
None.
Perfect.
None.
I emailed that to the mayor.
Okay.
And the
Excellent.
other thing I'd like to say too publicly is this community has to be really thankful for the dedication of the Y board in this case. We had a lot of meetings, and it takes personal time. They put a lot of energy, effort, and thought into all those discussions, and there's probably very little recognition, but I do really appreciate you guys taking the time to do it, because it's got to be sifted through, so it really is appreciated.
Thanks again, too, fellas. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on, discussion. John?
Nothing.
Clerk?
Yeah, if I could find my note. Jason, just one thing on discussion is, can we get somebody to look at North Greenwood, right in front of, just around the second curve? There's some really, really, really bad, there's a bad spot, pretty bad spot, on Greenwood Avenue there that might look into our patchwork replacement program in front of Bob McCurry's
I was going
house.
to ask if it was a street problem. On Greenwood Avenue or North?
No,
That'd be Greenwood
it's
Drive.
North Greenwood Drive.
Drive.
North Greenwood
Is it
Drive.
The-
Street?
Right in front of Bob McCurry's house, Don Butcher and Bob McCurry.
Southeast part of town.
Right, you're on,
I know where you're talking.
you're on South Greenwood,
Yeah.
yeah. But if there's an area there that I walk there every morning, and it's really kind of sunken, and I didn't know if that could maybe get on the list of street patchwork. That's it.
Anything else? Donna?
Nope, just a reminder in case you've somehow managed to miss it, that ice cream days are coming up and everybody can go out and enjoy. Hopefully the weather will hold and stay as beautiful as it has been.
I echo that also. We've got some nice programs, some nice plans organized that starts tomorrow and goes through Saturday night. So we've got a lot of things going for the rest of the week, and hope and pray the weather cooperates. So, Rex?
So, Mr. Jason, on the sidewalks and the roads?
And the roads and
There's obviously dips and rises in sidewalks at various parts of town. Is it a quarter of the town each year? Is that how we're trying to do it? Are we trying to mark it?
There is no set.
Okay. There's no set going out and putting a paint can to it unless you get a notice from
You
somebody.
get a notice or I see it, well, yeah, somebody
So I
lets
just,
me
you
know.
know, but they can send you a notice, they can send you an email, they can leave you a voicemail. Now, where it's been painted white in the street and it has circles around it with X's on it and stuff like that, is that somebody's already noticed that that's falling apart?
That would probably be either Scott, I'm going to guess Scott Knight is probably, he's done painting before, so.
Because,
Graffiti.
right at the end of Joe's block, right there where the alley is, there's a.
Oh,
there's
that
a-
alley?
Yeah.
That's, yep. That was
There's
Scott Knight.
places like this and this and this and. so
That's
that-
going to be some storm sewer work and replacing of that concrete.
Right, where the white is painted, that's,
Yes.
I'm assuming the white is called inclusive and the non-white is not gonna get done. And if there should be white, we gotta contact you, or somebody's gotta contact you.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
And there's a spot on PGA Drive too, which has been painted. It's slowly starting to sink into the
That was
sunset.
my question.
That's I seen that this morning, that's multicolor, that's white and a pink.
Right,
So-
I was gonna say, we've painted it twice, we haven't fixed it yet.
Right.
The more colors
I
you get, the
think,
closer to the top.
Scott's not here to answer that, but I think what the process has been is Scott Knight with Public Works will paint them,
Okay?
the patches, and then he'll notify contractors to look at those spots and then give him a price
Okay.
for replacing. So,
Fair enough. I just wanted to know what the procedure was
Yep.
because, you know, like last night, we only had, 5,000 residents out walking, and so all of a sudden you got a lot of conversation going because it was a beautiful day.
Yep.
And whether it's walking trail or whether it's streets, they all point out things. You know, we all say how wonderful it is, but they always want to point out the one flaw in the street out of 5 miles that they walked. But that's the way the world is, so that's okay. But I wanted to know who to go to, and
Yep.
I'll just send them your way then.
that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Rich?
Nope, that's
How
enough.
about you?
Just to comment to the intersection of Central Avenue and Plymouth Street, has Public Works made any kind of a recommendation, or where are we at on that? It definitely needs to be done before next winter.
Are you talking about the?
The brick, the
Plymouth
brick
Street
inlay.
brick?
Yeah,
Yeah, we've talked about that, Ken, and it is on the list.
okay,
To be honest with you, it's not a priority on the list, but it is on the list
okay.
to take a look at that for this year.
That's all, thank you.
Anything else for anybody? If not, Bill?
The only thing I've got is I distributed an update on the success of our spring cleanup days. As you can see at the landfill for Amnesty Week, it was 229 people, and they took out about 118,000 pounds of material. Recycletronics, we did about 7,000 pounds of material. And our appliance and tire drop-off, as you see there, we had 54 citizens take advantage of it, 48 tires, 22 refrigerators, and 14 microwaves. So again, these events are all successful and are getting well-attended, and we're getting the garbage out of the town, so it does look nice. That's all I've got.
Anything else? Bill, did Angie mention anything to you about the bags on that promotion that Ken was working on those?
No,
Nothing? Okay. Okay, if nothing else on the agenda today, we're going to be going into closed session, so thanks a lot for everybody coming.
If I'm a page.